Hello and welcome. Hi og velkommen. My name is Malene. I am a Danish knitter coming to you from the northern part of Denmark on a very sunny Wednesday morning. It is May 15th. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe what's been going on since I was last here. I will talk more about that in just a minute. But yeah, it's mid-May. I can't believe where time was gone. It's crazy. Flies like a jet plane. Yeah. But as I said, I am Malene. I am from Denmark. I live in Aalborg with my husband and our two girls. One teenager, one almost teenager. Yeah. It's a thing. And we also have two cats. So usually it's quite the cat circus here, but I let one of them outside. So let's hope for some peace and quiet so we can chat about knitting, because that is what this podcast is all about. I will share my knitting and I will sprinkle it all with a little bit of piano music. I did have a little bit of a challenge with that today because I have a new phone. I record all this on my phone and my microphone will not cooperate with my new phone. So I've just recorded using the microphone on the phone. Yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully it'll be all good. I will edit it as best as I can, so the sound will hopefully be very nice. Yeah. Okay, but crazy things have happened. And I am so grateful. I don't really know what to say. I never imagined that I would be sitting here saying this. I now have more than 5,000 subscribers. 5,000. I don't know that many people in real life. It's crazy. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful and I am so appreciative that you guys want to spend your time with me. There is a lot of us out there talking about knitting. And for you guys to choose to stop by my channel, it just means the world to me. So thank you so very much. So of course, we're gonna do something about that. You guys have given me so much, so now it's time to pay it forward, and we'll be doing that as usual at the end of the episode. I have a winner from last episode that I will tell you, and then a new pay it forward present, a new giveaway to celebrate 5,000 subscribers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was just watching the crazy sock lady the other day and she just hit 70,000 subscribers and she was so excited. And I'm like, I know that 5,000 subscribers is way less than 70,000, but I'm just equally as excited. This number is just crazy. Thank you so much. Okay, but we're here for the knitting. So let's chat knitting. I have mostly socks today. You know, if you've been here before, it's my jam. I love to knit socks, but I also have one FO that is not a sock. It's a blanket. I was lucky enough to get to test knit the Zigzag blanket for Anniina. It is a wonderful blanket. It's such a pleasure to knit. It's just all garter. And the construction of it is just, it's fun. I weaved in my ends as I went, and I added an I-cord, which is not in the pattern. I'm not sure, did she make a note about it in the final pattern? Maybe. But when I show it to you, please disregard the I-cord because I kind of made a mess out of it. So, but the rest of the blanket that Anniina designed, perfect. So just don't look at the I-cord. I have done a little video so you can see it properly because it's too big for me to show, but I will just hold it up here It's just, it's so squishy and lovely and wonderful. And when I put it on the floor to video it, business as usual, Miss Siffer on the blanket. She loves knitted blankets. I knit this out of my advent from last year by Ladybug yarns. Her theme was Downton Abbey. And for the most part, this is the DK weight blanket. For the most part, I just held the minis double. And let's see, I knit the small version, so it has 10 sections, and I'm pretty sure that the big one has 14. And from section 7 and on, there's not enough in the 20-gram minis to hold it double. So I just paired them up like this one. That's 2 different minis held together. But I think it looks pretty good, so I'm happy about it. And then the main color is Drops Fabel in the colorway Wheat, color number 121. Yeah. And for the dodgy I-cord, I just took what I had left over of the minis and added that. I don't know what I did. It looks weird. Whatever. There's an I-cord. It gives it a bit of extra structure, and I needed that for the version that I did. You might not need it, so just, yeah. I wanted it. And then I made a mess out of it. But hey, that's life, right? Okay, let's move on to the socks. I have 3 pairs to show you. These ones I showed you as a whip last time, and now they're done. It's just a plain vanilla sock, and I just experimented a little bit. I have a pair of fingerless mittens that has like a cuff like this, where you just do one, it's all knit stitches, and then just you change the colors. So knit one with color A, knit one with color B, and so on and so forth. So it looks like a rib, but it's not. And then I did a little bit of helical knitting, and then just plain vanilla, a slip stitch heel flip and gusset with my garter edges right here, because that's the way I like it. It makes it easier for me to pick up my stitches. More vanilla, whoops, there we go. More vanilla, and then end it off with a rounded toe. The main color is a color from its yarn, Danish yarn dyer. It's called Aftenhimmel, which means evening sky. And then I used 3 minis from Ahomespunhouse. I did a pair of color palette socks that I showed you the last time, where I used a set of 10-gram minis from Ahomespunhouse. I used 7 of them in that pair of socks. And in these, I used the last 3. So this white-ish one, let me show you on this sock, because something happened that I'll tell you about in a moment. And then this speckled yellow, and the yellow up here, the mustard yellowish is like more of a tonal. This one, whoops, these ones are more speckled, and that one up there is a tonal. But if I show you like this, you can probably see that I lost in yarn chicken. So I have a tiny bit of another color on that toe. It doesn't matter. It's going to be in my shoe, and if it's not in my shoe, I don't mind. It's just fine. I think they're sort of similar, so it's fine. So that's one pair. Miss Siffy, what are you doing laying on my piano? You know you're not supposed to do that. She is craving some attention today. Missy, what are you doing? It's a cat circus and sock circus. I've finished a pair of socks for Lars, my husband, another pair. It is just like the other pairs you've seen lately in Opal yarns. They're Vincent Van Gogh line. And this is colorway 5434, I'm pretty sure. If it's not, I will put it on the screen. This is their line where they're inspired by a painting, by Van Gogh. And they dye the colorways according to the paintings. And it's just very beautiful. And now that I've shown you, he can have this new pair. Oops, sorry. It's just about that time where he does not wear his knitted socks anymore. We've just gotten into some spring that actually is bringing us a little bit of warmth, so that's very nice. Yes, sandals out. Okay, and this next pair is actually a new design. I am a part of the Sock Knitters Club with my friend Karen. We design socks together. If you want to visit us, you can find our profile on Instagram. We are Sock Knitters Club there. And if you want to just visit me, I am the Playful Knitter on Instagram as well. I always forget to say that. So this is the newest pair. They're not out yet. They will premiere on June 1st at the knitting festival Strik I Danmarks Hjerte, Knit in Denmark's Heart. I'm so excited. It's my favorite festival of all. It's so cozy and it's just in such a nice building, and yeah, the atmosphere there is just wonderful. But it will premiere at that festival, and then immediately after that, we will put it on Ravelry in Danish and in English as well. Yeah, they're called the Dragonfly Shorties. Both Karen and I are like huge fans of the Gilmore Girls. So, yeah. And Karen thought that the little wings right there kind of looked like a dragonfly. And I agree. So they're shorties, mostly vanilla. They do have a short row heel, but there's actually also a little heel flap before that, just a tiny short one. So a bit of a gusset that gives you a little more room than you normally would have if you do a short row heel. They're just, oh, sorry. It's garbage day. We'll take a moment. Where was I? Yeah. So it's a short row heel, but with a little bit more space. And then, just plain vanilla. And then a rounded toe. Actually, in the pattern, it's a star toe, but a rounded toe fits me better. So I was bad. I did not follow the pattern. But that's what we do, right? We modify everything. Yes. Beautiful summer socks. And they will be in child sizes as well. So not two patterns, just one pattern with sizes from baby to adult, because that's the way we like to do it. Dragonfly Shorties by Sock Knitters Club. She's creeping closer. So let me show you what is on my needles. In here, in this wonderful bag, I have another blanket. I am totally on a blanket kick, or should I say anything with knit stitches kick, so garter, anything like that. Just, yeah, it makes me so happy. It makes me calm. I love it. I don't think I've done a lot on this one since I talked to you guys last, but I just want to show you anyways. It is the Habitation Throw, a pattern by Helen Stewart. And I am doing this one. It's also a DK blanket. It's not originally in the pattern. It's for 10-gram fingering minis. But I'm doing it with my 20-gram DK weight minis from by Kielerik, also from last year. It does not have a theme, but it's kind of a fade. And I'm knitting this one on my Gogh needles. It is it a 5mm? Yes, 5mm US 8. These are my favorite type of needles, my Gogh metal ones. Yes, I knit my blankets on them, shawls, socks, anything. I also have the bamboo needles. They're fine too, but the metal ones are my favorite. So, yeah. It is in kind of a hiatus for 2 reasons. I do find that, I know it's not a large needle, but for me, I am a sock knitter. I knit on a US 1 2.25mm needle. So a 5mm, I find that kind of a little bit, it can hurt my elbow. And I know that it's probably because, you know, I'm doing something wrong with my body, sitting wrong or something like that. But I am just taking a little break. Make sure that it won't be a permanent pain. And also my sock mojo is just going crazy at the moment. It is May. It is almost May 24th, the start of summer sock camp. I am as excited as if it was my birthday or Christmas or another big event. I love summer sock camp. And in Denmark, we also do sommerstrømpestrik. And I will tell you way more about that in another episode. I have so many plans for what I want to knit and what I want to do. So I'm going to do a separate episode, just a little vlog about getting ready for summer sock camp and sommerstrømpestrik. So yeah, that will be separately. Because if not, this will be way too long. In here, I also have socks. 2 pairs actually, because why not? In this bag made by 3 by the Sea Designs. It's so beautiful. I could hardly make myself start to use it because I don't want to ruin it. I forgot last time to show you the lining. Look at that fabric. Is that not just too gorgeous? I love everything about it. It is the perfect size. It is a sock size, but it holds 2 projects for me. Let me show you. Ooh, I'll just get a sock blocker because one is finished. These are my stripy socks that I do every month and have done since January of 2023, but not in April of this year because I was just too busy. So my April socks did not jump on the needles, so now they are. This is the April colorway in A Lonely Sock Lady, the yarn dyer, her Gilmore Girls Yarn Club of 2024. This is the April colorway. And let me make sure that I'm telling you things correctly. Yes. This is Are You Ever Gonna Ask Me Out? Rory and Logan. And then the one that I'm halfway done with, this colorway is I Have to Go. And the second sock is on the needles. Again, I'm just playing around with a little something. These are going to be halfway shorties, something in between. But that cuff, just like I showed you on the other sock, and then just plain vanilla, slip, stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and a rounded toe. I'm doing the toe and the stripes this time. I think that looks pretty good. And since I'm doing a shorty, I have plenty of yarn. And on this one, I'm doing a little bit of some structure over here. I wonder if you can tell. Yeah. It's just on one side, and then on the second sock, I will do it on the other side. So it'll be like on the outside of my foot, or inside if I choose to, but you know. And then the heel in the contrast, and then I'll do the toe and the stripes, just like on this one. Yeah. I cast on 56 stitches, and then usually I increase just before the heel to 64 stitches. I forgot on this one, but hey, whatever. It fits okay. I like when they're not too tight around my instep, so it fits me fine, but the fabric just stretches a little bit more than I like the look of. So that's why I usually increase. I've increased on this one. The last whip of today is in here, my beautiful Mood Saturn bag that I was so generously gifted because they're going to be a part of the Danish giveaway for the Danish version of Summer Sock Camp. So the final prize, one of them, because oh my gosh, people have been so generous with donating prizes. This is part of the final prize. And in here, I have a pair of socks for the knit-along that is currently happening on my Instagram. The Playful Knitter for the color palette socks. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And I just got all my little nuggets from my Opal yarn advent that I had last year, stuffed them all in here, picked out 7 of them, and one to use as sort of a main color. It's not going to be enough, but that's fine. I have an extra, just like I told you last time. So I'm knitting them in tandem. And yes, these are knit from the same little minis. So this is one mini, this is one mini, and this is one mini. But that's just Opal yarns. The way they kind of develop, it's never the same. In order to do like an entire repeat of the pattern of the different colorways, I would have had to knit longer, but I did not. So like this. At first, I had just done this main color in stockinette, but it did not look good. So I ripped back, and then I did a round of knitting, a round of purling, knitting, and purling. Is that what I'm doing? Yes, that's what I'm doing. I think. Or am I? Yes, that's what I'm doing. I haven't knit on these in a while. Maybe you can tell. In the pattern, it's a rib section, the section right here. I don't know, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to change things up a little bit. Yeah. But it is the Color Palette Socks by Laurel Knits, and I'm using my Opal Advent. And I'm knitting them on my US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. Xiaogu red lace. Red lace. Did I cast on 56 or 64? 64. Yes. And then, it is mostly vanilla, just the way I like it. Before I tell you a little bit more about the cal that's going on for these color palette socks, because there's still time to participate, I want to play a little bit of music for you. I was watching Ellie, Little Drops of Wonderful, This Little Wonderful Life. I will link both channels in the description box below, along with everything else that you've heard me talk about. If you need some information, click the more, and there should be links to patterns, links to podcasters, links to makers, stores, everything I talk about. If by chance I forgot anything, just leave me a comment and I will let you know what's going on. But I was watching Allie and she was doing April vlogs. Oh, I loved it. And she had some layover music and I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. I want to play that. So I asked her, do you know the name of the piece? And she let me know. And I found that piece of music, but not the complete piece. But then I researched the composer a little bit, and turns out he has lots of other beautiful piano pieces, and one of them is perfect for us. There is no knitter of the day today because this is just me being grateful that you guys are here, grateful for knitting, grateful for yarn, grateful for this entire community. And this piece of music is perfect for it because it is called A Heart of Yarn. Is that not just perfect? So, I invite you all to sit back, relax, and let your stitches flow. Okay, let's talk knit along. I currently have a knit along running on my Instagram profile, the Playful Knitter. It is called the Spring Sock Cal 2024. And what it's all about is that you knit a pair of color palette socks by Lauren Litz in spring colors. Last year we did the Easter egg socks, but I was too late getting that started this year because life is busy. So we're doing them in spring colors instead. And originally the prize was a pattern of your choice from the Sock Knitters Club on Ravelry. We have some sock patterns out there and you can choose. That's still one prize, but I will draw 2 winners on May 31st, announce them on Instagram. So what you need to do is cast on a pair of color palette socks. You don't have to finish. If you have a whip laying around that you have not worked on, work a little bit on them. Post a picture on Instagram and use the hashtag SpringSockCal2024. I will put it on the screen for you. If you want to make sure that I see your picture, tag me as well. And one prize will be a pattern of your choice, as I said. And then the second prize will be these lovelies. Oh my gosh, look at those colors. The sweet and wonderful Maria, I will put the name of her Instagram profile on here if you want to go see. She is so talented. And she made me a project bag as well that I absolutely love. Like sometime, was that last year? Maybe. She's a beautiful knitter, beautiful sewist. Is that what it's called? Sewist? She sews beautifully. And she wanted to dye some yarn. She said, I will dye a set for the color palette socks. You can knit anything you want with them. It's nothing like that. But this is made, if you want to, especially for the color palette socks. So this main color, there's, I believe, 40 grams of that. So there's enough for cuff, heels, and toes, and the little drops of color in between. And then this is a fade. Let me see if I can hold it up correctly. A, B, C, whoops, D, just mark them all. E, F, and G. So, whoops, I'm not good at this. But, so like this. Over here is the lightest and here is the darkest. I'm not holding them up very nicely. And Maria was so sweet and gifted me a set as well. And this is perfect because for Sommerstrømpestrik and Summer Sock Camp, the Danish version, I will tell you more in that other episode, but we're donating part of our profits for, in Danish it's called Støt brysterne, so breast cancer research. Hello from my editing session. Somehow I just did not find it important to say who we are. We are the Sock Knitters Club, and the patterns that we sell on Ravelry during the Sommerstrømpestrik and Summer Sock Camp, so the whole summer, we will donate 10 kroners per pattern that is sold for breast cancer research. So yeah, just to clarify. I'll talk more about it on my blog. And so it's perfect to knit in pink. This beautiful fade. So if you want to participate in this knit along, cast on a pair of color palette socks, start knitting. They're just so much fun. The pattern is linked below. Is it a free pattern? Maybe. Yeah, the pattern is linked below, and put a picture on Instagram. Use the hashtag. Tag me if you want, so make sure that I'll see it. And then on May 31st, somewhere after midday, I will post the 2 winners on Instagram and let you know if it's you. yeah. Okay. I also have some knitting candy to show you this time because I went to a knitting festival a bit north of where I live. I went there with my mother-in-law and Ella, my youngest. We had a wonderful day. Actually, I went there both Saturday and Sunday because on Saturday I went there with my two knitting friends, Dorte from the podcast Lige Omgang Mere and Charlotte from Hårslevstrik. They will also be linked below. Yeah. And I mostly shopped on Saturday. I got this bag. I could not resist. I actually have two of these already, but they're like my knitting bags. I put my project bags in here. So in my mind, it makes it not so messy in my living room. I'm not sure my husband agrees, but he is a very patient person, thankfully. And I got a couple things up there. I, of course, had to visit Henriette she has the by Kielrijk, and she's just, I love her colors. And I could not resist. Look at this. Are they not just amazing? This is the Unicorn Teardrops mini set in her Cilia base. That's the sock base, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I think they're just absolutely gorgeous and perfect for summer sock camp because there's a little bit of a 90s and 80s theme if you want to. Nothing you have to. And then I also got this one. Can you see that there's sparkle in there? I think you can. On her Terran base, it's called Morgenrøde. Right? Yes. I would translate that to, I don't know if there's a specific word for that in English. There probably is, but I just don't know it. But it's like red sky in the morning. Yeah. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Right? It's beautiful. And Henriette, she was so sweet. And she sent along some yarn for you guys because the 5,000 subscribers. So this one will be part of that. So I can pay it forward. So this yarn, along with something else that I'll show you in just a second, will be the prize for this episode to celebrate the 5,000 subscribers. Before going to the yarn festival, I had also purchased a little something. I have my yarn club from It's Yarn. This is the one from May. Look at this pink and those speckles. Isn't it just gorgeous? And then I also purchased some more of their It's single base, single merino, superwash merino, these two. I want to knit a shawl. More specifically, I want to knit the Exploration Station. And I am trying to get my colors together and I cannot choose. And every time I think now I've got it, I just need one more color. And I have some blues going on. I'll show you another day. But I was missing something very light. So that's why I purchased this one. It's called Sirius. And then this one I purchased just because I thought it was pretty. It's called Askepot. That is Danish for Cinderella. You know, this will go with anything. And when you order something from It's Yarn from Malene, you also get a little mini skein. Very, very pretty. Okay, one last thing to show you. We talked about the stripy sock cal going on that I've been knitting along, well, almost for a year and a half. And since I did every month last year, I was rewarded a skein of yarn. Lona dyed up a special skein for everyone who completed the 12 months of A Lonely Sock Lady Socks. And this is the color. I've had it for quite some time, but promised Lona not to show it on here until we made sure that all the winners received theirs. This colorway is called The Winner Takes It All, and the mini skein with it is called Gold Ochre. Look at that. It is so beautiful. I want to cast it on, but then on the other hand, if I cast it on, then I don't have it anymore. Do you guys ever feel like that? Yes. Okay, now let's talk giveaways. I want to say just one more time for safety that I will never ever comment on your comment and tell you that you won. I will never ask you to press a link or anything like that. So the only way that you can know if you've won is if I announce it right here on screen and put up a picture of your comment. So yeah, we don't want any trolls to harm anybody. That's not why we're here. The giveaway from last time is this beautiful skein of yarn from Knit by Heart. That's a store here in Denmark. It is the Milestones State of Alicia. This beautiful sock yarn that contains both virgin wool, polyamide, and silk. It is crazy, crazy soft. There's also a little music stitch marker on there. Actually, it's a progress keeper, but you can use it for whatever you want. And the winner of this beautiful skein of yarn is da-da-da, Sonia. Congratulations, Sonia, another Dane. I never know if it's somebody from Denmark or from abroad or wherever, because I use a random comment picker on, I find it on Google. So that's just perfect. So Sonia, please, when you see this, hopefully you do, contact me on Instagram on the Playful Knitter, send me a message, and I will get this beautiful little skein or ball of yarn sent to you. Congratulations. And now to celebrate, I know I've said it so many times already, but I can't believe it. 5,000 subscribers. Actually, just before I pressed record, ding, I checked again and it's now like 5,400. That's crazy. Thank you. I am truly, truly grateful. And also to, all my knitting friends that just are so sweet to mention me on their podcasts and send you all my way. I want to mention everybody, but I'm scared to forget somebody. This friendship that we're all creating through this community, I don't even have the words to say how much that means to me. Thank you so much. So it is time to pay it forward. Henriette, as I told you, gave me this skein of yarn to pass on to one of you guys. It's called Fine Findus, and it also has, there you can see, all the glitter, all the sparkles. It's beautiful. And, as I said, I never know if it's somebody from Denmark or somebody from another country. And if it is not in Denmark, it might take a little time with the shipping. So I made a little fall set, a little fall sock set. So the yarn, and then one of my bags, the little peekaboo bags that I make myself. You can see your project in there. Whoops, there's the little logo. Bags by the Playful Knitter. I'm also on Instagram. I have the Playful Knitter profile on there, but I also have a profile for Bags by the Playful Knitter because that's how I sell my bags. I'm not on Etsy or anything yet. I'll have to figure that out. It's not something that I do regularly, but whenever I have the time, I sit down and sew up a little batch of bags with whatever fabric tickles my fancy. And this is one of them. This fabric is actually was gifted to me by my friend Maya from Tractor Lady. And there's one for you guys too. So this little fall set. And what you do in order to participate is to pay it forward. Leave a comment on this episode. And what I would like for you to write there, well, you can write whatever you want, but please also recommend a podcast. It can be any podcaster. It doesn't have to be a podcast in English. Let's say that if it's not in English, just put a little note like Danish or something behind what you write so we can see. So what I want to do is for the comments on this episode to be one big inspiration. Let's pay it forward. Mention somebody. Just one or two, but make sure you only leave one comment. One comment per person. Leave the podcasts you want to mention. Big or small, everybody's welcome. This is not about size. This is about knitting. This is about sharing. And this is about community. Doesn't matter if you have 5 subscribers or 5,000 or 70,000. That's not what it's all about. It's all about our love of knitting. We all have a heart of yarn, and that is what we share. So pay it forward. Mention somebody that brings you joy, that brings you peace, that inspires you, and leave me a comment. What I will do this time, I will give every comment a little heart so you know that I have seen it. But if you have a question for me, please message me on Instagram instead so we can just leave make it easy to just get an overview of what is down there. So I don't mess everything up with leaving extra comments and stuff like that. So yeah. Pay it forward, leave me a comment, mentioning a podcast or 2 or 3 if you like. And before my next episode, not the vlog that I'm going to do about getting ready for summer sock camp, but my next regular episode, I will draw a winner and announce it on the episode. I think that was it, you guys. Wow. I hope I remembered everything. And please, if I forgot to mention you or forgot to say something, it is not because you are not important, because we all are important. I try to remember everything. I do have notes, but I'm just human. Sometimes I slip too. Yeah. I have lots more to tell you about prices that have come in for Sommerstrømpestrik, but I will keep that for the vlog that I'm going to make instead of keeping you for extra time. So for now, I thank you so much for being here and wish you all lots of knitting and lots of hygge. Take care.